Hello, everybody. Come on in. Let's get this live going. We are live on YouTube and we are live on TikTok. If you guys want to see my special guest, which will be my sister, please come on over to TikTok at Almanize Charge Nurse Keisha, and you will be able to see her. Let me share the live. If you guys are on YouTube, share the live. Hold on, let me clean these cameras because I'm learning that when the camera that's so much better. Hi, you guys. Share the live, you guys. Let's get back to basics. That is what the topic of today is going to be about. Getting back to basics, because we know that in the GLP-1 community, we're having issues with getting our medications now, and it is going to get worse when FDA approval comes along for Mounjaro, which is what everybody wants to be on. So we need to get back to basics to understand why we are all taking these medications, and talk about why we're taking them, what we're taking them for, and then also what we're going to do in the future. Okay, we're also going to be talking about alternatives if your insurance company is denying you coverage, because a lot of us, our insurance companies are kicking us off. Y'all, excuse my hair. A lot of our insurance companies are kicking us off our plans. Mine did, which is why I am on Wegovy. So if y'all can take a moment, please like the video for me. Share the video if it is also possible, and engage in the conversation. So give me one moment so that I can share to let a couple people know that we are live, you guys. 1 second, and you guys do the same. We're gonna start off by talking about what is a GLP-1 agonist and what it does in your body. Hold on 1 second, guys. And I'm also gonna see if I can get my provider on to give us some tips, okay, and to give us some insight in what he is seeing as far as what's going on in the GLP-1 community, because truth be told, there are a lot of providers that are having a lot of issues prescribing, y'all. They are meeting a lot of they're getting a lot of backlash from these insurance companies, saying that they are misprescribing, meaning they're prescribing the medications off label for the wrong things. And I thought a doctor could prescribe off label for whatever they want, but it's a big problem. When I get off of this live, there is a post that I'm gonna make. There's a physician. The physician's name is Jody Duche. That physician wrote an article about the loopholes that he's having to go through, or she is having to go through, to prescribe this medication to the patients, his or her patients, because I don't know if it's a man or a woman with the name Jody. That could be a man or a woman, but anyway. And that doctor is feeling like they're having to play Robin Hood. They're having to decide who they are going to give this medication to, and they're having to decide whether to prescribe Wegovy or to prescribe Ozempic, because Ozempic gets approved through Medicare or Medicaid. Which one, sister? Which one gets covered with no prioritization? Do you remember? You're muted. 1 second, guys, because my sister has the
Got
tea.
it.
Go ahead.
Medicare they have, but it was Ozempic.
Right. So
everybody have a different plan, and Medicare has like 10 different plans. So it all depends on the plan. To piggyback to what you were saying, they don't, prescribers don't have to go through loopholes. They just need to basically give the insurance company like what they want. And if they're doing off-scribing labeling, then they just need to put that information on the prior authorization and just have supporting documents. It's not that it's hard to get the prior authorization. It's just that they're not doing what they're supposed to do, so it can get approved. A lot of prescribers, when it comes down to a PA, I mean, right now with Manjaro, it's clear cut across the board for some. FDA wants type 2 diabetes. It was initially made for type 2 diabetes. So Manjaro is pretty much hard, just point blank to go to get. So you have to do a lot of, more fighting for that if you're prescribing off label.
Right.
Wegovy now, there's like 5 lists of things that Wegovy is approved from. Obesity is one of them. So they can do the prior authorization and use obesity, but when it comes to your insurance, you pick a plan, and some of them plans have excluded medications. And if your doctor using a quote unquote weight loss, it ain't your pharmacy benefit, and your medical benefit is something that was picked. And I know everybody can't pick, but it's one of those fine print things. So don't put it up. And I don't, like I always tell you guys, y'all need to dissect your insurance, medical and pharmacy, because sometimes, depending on the plan that you have, sometimes if you can't get it pharmacy benefit, you might could get it medical. And I think what doctor's office need to try to do for the ones who do the injections in all, to see if they can do it medical buy and bill. And what medical buy and bill is a prescription that is done in office. So basically the office order the medication. The medication is at the office, and your medical part basically pays them back because you can't give
so
the
instead of
injection.
pharmacy paying, medical would pay it.
So it's like really getting into or asking those questions, and like doctor's offices, when they be like, hey, I want to put my name on Blue Cross Blue Shields, them the ones that should be asking those questions, like, it's not covered on the formulary. So just like you expect your employer, the doctor's offices, the hospitals, they also have to sign the contract with the insurance company as well. So I think that when the medical staffing get on board and starting to realize that, we can start seeing the change. Even though we are seeing the change, but I mean, this is like, yes, I think that would help.
Okay, well, let's start the conversation. I'm playing with my my YouTube because y'all, I don't know how I don't know how to go live on YouTube. I'm trying to learn while I'm live on my TikTok. So if you want to see my guests, please come over to TikTok so that you can see my guests. And but if it's okay if you want to stay on YouTube, that's fine. I'm just having YouTube open so that I can learn how to use it, so I can start going live on YouTube, because I'm so green. I don't know how to do it. I know there's people on. I can't see who you are. Sorry. But if you want to come on over to TikTok and join the conversation, you can. I hope you guys can hear. So let me go ahead and let's get the conversation started. Everybody, welcome. Today's topic is going to be about getting back to basics, and we're going to be talking about, like I said, getting back to the reasons why we all started our journeys. I have made my 1 year anniversary on the 13th, so I am celebrating 1 year, 65 pounds down, and I want to say hello to everybody in the chat. Thank you for being here. Today is going to be educational and it's going to be interactive. So it's going to be a conversation. Love and Life says, hi, Keisha. How are you doing, my love? Patricia Carter says, hi, everyone. Trilla says, it didn't tell me that you were on. Listen, girl. Oh, my God. TikTok been tripping with me. She says hello to everybody. Hi, Daphne. I see you here. Thank you for sharing the live, my love. LaShonda says, hi, everyone. Daphne says, good evening, everyone. Leah wants to know stool softener, fiber, and plenty of water for constipation. She's just letting us all know that. Thank you, Leah. Janelle says, hi, y'all. LaShonda, thank you for sharing the live. Bree says, hi, ladies. And LaShonda sent some roses. Thank you, my baby. Thank you so much for the roses. Bella Amy says, hi, ladies. Tasha says, it's a workaround. Yes, girl. Leah is also saying, eat apples and vegetables that are high in fiber. You can do supplements if you want. Samantha says, hi, Keisha and sister. That girl face says, hello, Keisha. You look so darling. Thank you, my love. Samantha says, happy 1 year journey. Thank you, girl. Hi, Tori. Welcome to the live, dear. He says, hey, Keisha, everybody. How's the Wegovy going? The Wegovy, I had a good week. Tori, I had a good week. I had initially started off with leg cramping, but I resolved that by getting Gatorade and liquid IV. And then I came across this. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but it's Gatorade Rapid Hydration. Can y'all see that? Are y'all familiar with this one? It has and it has the electrolytes on the side: sodium, potassium chloride, magnesium, and calcium. And then it's the low sugar one. Sister, have you seen this before?
No, I'm bad. I don't pre like that. Oh, I drink pickle juice when I keep my low and body armor. So no,
It's good.
the last time I had a Gatorade, I tried like a new watermelon flavor or something. It was nasty, so I haven't looked at it. That's what made me start drinking body
Oh,
armor.
got you. That girl face says, what do you think about digestive enzymes? I think they're very necessary. Papaya enzymes, especially apple cider vinegar. Some people do that. Um, Ruby Red Custom says, I've heard to do coconut water for leg cramps. Someone advised me of that as well. Hi, Kerry Watkins. He says, I have to be careful because of blood pressure issues. LaShonda is agreeing with you, sister. She says, pickle juice definitely helps with my leg cramps. Got you. So, go ahead.
I have to watch my blood pressure too, Carrie. I drink about 100 ounces, and outside of pulling my water fluid, my Wegovy, I probably pee like a racehorse for 3 days. So it's like with me going to the restroom, my pressure lowers, but I take the pickle juice when I take my blood pressure, and it's like in the double digits when I reach like 96 over 42 over 46. Then I'll drink the pickle juice. That's when I pretty much start incorporating the pickle juice when it's too low and I need a quick pick me up.
Got you, sister.
I'm in love with that yellow dragon fruit.
I gotta find the right.
I give my right hand for a yellow dragon fruit.
Okay, so let me get started, sister, because I'm also trying to not keep y'all forever. You know, I'll keep y'all for a good 2.5, 3 hours, easy. So let me just get started, and it's gonna be a conversation. So first, we're gonna talk about GLP-1 agonists. You know, what these medications do. These are medications that are prescription only, and this is for everybody who is unaware or you've forgotten. You know, or you just sometimes we just misplace the information and we just forget. GLP-1 agonists are stimulates the release of insulin. So these medications were initially made for diabetics to help them control their A1C levels. Now, these are not first-line medications. Did y'all know that? The first-line medication for diabetes is metformin. Did y'all know that? These GLP-1 medications are not first line, and they're not first line because they're extremely expensive. Now, when doctors started prescribing GLP-1 agonists to their patients, incidentally and thankfully, their patients were losing weight. And with the weight loss, it was helping their cardiovascular. It was helping their, meaning high blood pressures. If they were having heart arrhythmias, things like that, diabetics, it was helping their A1C levels. And then all the inflammation that comes along with being a diabetic and having cardiovascular disease and being overweight resolved. So even people who are having high inflammation markers, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, things of that nature, all of those things started to calm down. So doctors started to prescribe these medications off label for their patients, okay? Obese patients, rather. Okay, so back then, last year, this was a good thing. Eli Lilly came, well, you all know that Ozempic was already out, and Ozempic is for diabetes. Then they came out with Wegovy, which is FDA approved for weight loss. Hold on, y'all. My little heating pad is hot. I had turned it on because I was cold, but now that I'm talking, I'm cold. I'm hot. Okay. So Wegovy and Saxenda approved by the FDA for weight loss. And then here comes Mounjaro last year. And sister, stop me. If you see a question or something, you can stop me. Just say, just stop me, okay? So here comes Mounjaro last year, you guys. So not a lot of people knew, but enough people knew for Eli Lilly to offer the coupon to us. Go ahead, sister. You wanted to say something?
Amy2123W says, should she be concerned about her blood sugar going too low? She is pre-diabetic and A1C is 5.8.
No, ma'am. And I'm gonna get into that because let me just speak on that now since she asked. The great thing about GLP-1 medications is that it can lower your blood sugar, but it is not an insulin. Its role is not to primarily lower the blood sugar, like metformin, glipizide. There's a host of diabetic medications. The indication is specifically to lower your blood sugar. What GLP-1 medications do is slow down your digestive system, and it also signals to your brain that you are no longer hungry. So although you can get low blood sugars, it's not designed to lower your blood sugar. Okay, it is not insulin. So if you are not a diabetic and you do not have pancreatic issues, you'll be fine. You will be fine. And then if you guys are worried about having low blood sugars and your blood sugars dropping, there are, sister, what is the device that they put on the back of the arms? CGM devices that you can put on the back of your arms or on your bellies that can indicate to you at all times what your blood sugars are. What are they called, sister?
Pulse monitor. They got the Freestyle Libre 14, Freestyle Libre 2,
Yes.
Freestyle Libre 3. They all pretty much do the same thing, but the Freestyle Libre 3 is the smallest. You got Dexcom. They got quite a few. They're pretty much, you can get, I mean, there's TV programs, logging in on the manufacturer website, your insurance might cover. Just check at your different avenues, but pretty much you can get them. If you don't want to do it through insurance, the machine itself is not pricey. It's expensive that you get. They can range anywhere between, without insurance, between $80 to $100. So
my husband pays $75 a month for his, but that's with insurance. Okay. So thank you, sister. So getting back to the chat. So Carrie Watkins says, no, it is not insulin. And this is what I love so much about this community and us. We are so educated. We know. And when you guys engage in the y'all comments, let me know that y'all know. So Carrie says, no, it's not an insulin. Mimi says, Mimi was saying, okay, thank you. And then Carrie also says, glipizide will drop you faster, more than GLP-1 medications. Absolutely, 100%. Mr. Brandon 23 is here. He says, hello, ladies. Elizabeth is well aware. She says continuous glucose monitoring. Exactly. Potato says hi, Summer. Peggy Stewart says freestyle Libre. Yes. Who else? Who else? Miss Peggy says, I love your glasses. Thank you. Kristen says, week 3, Saxenda, no weight loss yet. A lot of gas, though, hoping to see weight loss soon, which is a side effect of the medications. And we're going to talk about side effects. Nohelia says, I'm a type 1 diabetic, and I'm so happy that this is helping with my blood sugar. And that was one of the things, if you guys are not following Man on Manjaro, Dave Knapp, he posted a video this week, you guys, about the studies that they did with type 1 diabetics and how this is helping their pancreas start to produce insulin. This is like a medical miracle for type 1 diabetics because they need insulin. They have, correct me if I'm wrong. Let me see, who was that? Nohelia, correct me if I'm wrong. Are you insulin dependent with your type 1 diabetes? Carrie says my A1C has dropped from 11.4 to 5.5 last week. Congratulations, dear. Congratulations. How do I feel about weight loss surgery? I agree with weight loss surgery. A lot of people take GLP-1 medications so that they can lose weight down to a healthy weight to be a candidate for weight loss surgery. And that's patients who are extremely heavy. I am for weight loss surgery. I worked on a bariatric unit last Sunday, and there were a lot of successful people up there. You know, it's a journey. That's something that you definitely want to do your research on. It's not a walk in the park for some people, but people get through it all the time. All the time. Okay, so let me let's see. Someone else says, make sure you are high in protein. Exercise is key. You got this. Tara says, can GLP-1s drop your blood sugar? So that's what we were talking about. Only with the new diagnosed type 1s, all type 1 are insulin dependent. Thank you, Elizabeth, for confirming that for me. I knew it, but I just wanted to hear someone else say it to confirm it. Boss Treat says, have to get new insurance company, can't get Ozempic anymore. Now I'm on Victoza, which is, I mean, you're on a GLP-1. We're going to talk about that, love. I'm sorry about that because I know you want the medication your heart desires and you should be entitled to get it. Nohelia says Humulog, insulin, and Tresiba is what she's on. Hey, Kima. Mimi says, I plan to get my first injection this week. I was initially nervous about the side effects, so stay on, baby. So because we are going to talk about side effects, and a lot of people that's on this live today are very informative. They're very knowledgeable. So make sure you're paying attention to the comments in the chat. Okay? So let me get back to it. So I was talking about when Mounjaro came out last year and we all got the coupon. Eli Lilly was giving the coupon to diabetics and non-diabetics, but it took off. And then, of course, you know, they started restricting it to straight to diabetics only. Insurance companies started kicking us off and this and that. Because they're so expensive. A lot of medical facilities are no longer covering their employees, and not just medical facilities. A lot of insurance companies are giving a lot of pushback on these medications. Now, keep in mind, the only 2 medications that are FDA approved right now is Wegovy and Saxenda. Okay, so let's get into the difference in the medications. Okay, and this is a conversation, you guys, so please chime in and we will get to your comments. Okay, so there are several different medications that I'm going to talk about. Let's talk about the semaglutides first. Semaglutides, these are all the same medicine. Ribelsis, Ozempic, and Wegovy, all the same medicine. They're all semaglutides. Okay, Ribelsis is a PO, which means a pill that you take by mouth every single day. Its indication is diabetes. Ozempic is an once a week injection. Okay, it's and its indication is diabetes. Wegovy is Semaglutide, a once a week injection that is for weight loss. It is FDA approved for weight loss. So semaglutide, Rybelsus is the pill, Ozempic is an injection once a week. They are both are for diabetes, and Wegovy is for weight loss. Okay. The price for Rybelsus and Ozempic, $935 without insurance. And y'all, this is a guesstimate. Okay. And this is according to the FDA. I got this off of the FDA website. I found this in my research last night when I was preparing for the live. And then with Wegovy, the price point is $13.50. Okay, without insurance. Okay, and Wegovy has a coupon on the website. If you have Wegovy and your insurance is paying, make sure you go to the website and get the coupon, because when I went to the pharmacy to pick up my Wegovy, my price that they wanted to charge me after insurance was $75, but once I submitted the coupon, it was $0. So I didn't pay anything for it. So make sure if you do not have that coupon and you're on Wegovy, please go and get your coupon so you can get that extra discount. Okay? Keep in mind, when you're on Wegovy, it's for weight loss. It's dosed higher. It has higher suppression than Ozempic and Rybelsus, but you're also going to get more side effects. So keep that in mind. Okay? And this is one of the things that I was talking about with this doctor, Jody Duche. This doctor was talking about wanting to putting his patients or her patients on Wegovy, but then they were having side effects. So then he wanted to switch it to Ozempic, but he couldn't switch it to Ozempic because the indication for that patient was weight loss and they're not diabetic. So that's where the hiccup comes in, and the doctors are having problems in deciding what indication they want to put on those forms for the patients. Okay, for as far as indication. Sister, you want to speak to that?
When in doubt, and that's why I say put all of them. We're not going to call unless the diagnosis is missing. But if you got 12 diagnoses, or at least a good 5 that surround that medication, put high BMI, put obesity, put hyperlipidemia, put PCOS, put everything that makes sense to that medication of you taking on there. We're not going to overlook it. Mm-hmm. We're just going to make note, and we're just going to pull that one out. And if you're not sure, that's why you send the last clinical note, so we can look for it.
So let me ask you this, sister. On that post that you made, was it for Ozempic?
Trulicity.
Okay. You made a post. It was somebody wanted Trulicity, and the diagnosis was for ED. Okay. Are you saying right there the doctors can put as many diagnoses as they want to? In that specific one, they only put ED?
Just ED.
So, but a doctor should put, if it's a patient that wants it for weight loss, they should put obesity, and if they are diabetic, put diabetes as well?
Yeah. Don't leave no diagnosis behind. It's going to automatically get closed out, because think about all the reasons why you can take Trulicity. What it's prescribed for, on label and off label. Does ED fit into that any type of way?
No.
Okay then. So now you know why it's closed. Now don't get me wrong. It could be his diabetes or her diabetes. Well, his diabetes, part of the prostate issue that caused ED, but there's other medications to treat the ED. Trulicity is not a first step, a step therapy, ain't never been heard of. So it's like, it's far-fetched.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Just like me, take Tylenol for ED. Take Tylenol.
Okay, let me get to the chat. Somebody has a question. Boss Tree says they really picking one disease. She says, I don't want anyone to think I just want my heart desires. It works. It's changed my life within 5 months. Congratulations, my love. I'm happy to hear that. But when I was speaking on people wants their heart's desire, huh?
answering, it's not that they're just picking one drug. It's just that the manufacturers and the makers chose that diagnosis, and that's the one that got approved and started with. If you don't say we want to make this drug for X, Y, and Z, then it's not going to be tested for X, Y, and Z till after the fact. When you go to these drugs go to clinical trial, and the only thing they said, like, Manjaro's going to clinical trial. We need type 2 diabetics. So that's who's on there. If they want it for obesity and weight loss, then they would have automatically got obese people from the jump. Now, once they got this, and some of the people that were on type 2 diabetics is like, hey, they're losing weight as well. So now they got to go back to clinical trials, and they're trying to hit the obesity mark, if that makes sense. Ozempic, Wegovy, and Trulicity, most of the semaglutides and liraglutides are already approved for obesity and diabetics and stuff because they've been out.
Yes, and then and then when I was talking about people want the medication of their heart desires, my heart desires to be on Mounjaro. That's the medication that I lost majority, all of my weight on, actually. At least 97% of my weight I lost on Mounjaro. I had side effects, but it's not like the side effects that I have on Wegovy, and it's just my medication of choice. So that's what I meant by getting prescribed the medication that my heart desires. And then Bolt's mom 8 says, can someone tell me why I am not losing weight after being on Mounjaro since the end of March? So what I would say to that is, I would ask myself, first of all, I would want to know if you're diabetic. If you are diabetic and your diabetes is uncontrolled, the medication is designed to control your diabetes first. So once your diabetes gets under control and in conjunction with it, then you will start to lose weight. Also, some of us have to do more than others to get to that weight loss threshold. You got to have a caloric deficit. You have to wean out high starchy foods. You have to up your protein. Also, you have to make sure you're not putting yourself in starvation mode. If you put yourself in starvation mode, then your body is going to hold on to everything that you eat and drink. So that plays a part in it too. Okay. She says, new diagnosis, yes, A1C is 6.8. So is 6.8 considered diabetes? I can't remember. I feel like it is. So Gracious says hello. Hi everybody, Sexy Chocolate. Cedar Tube 05 says hello. Hi. How are you? Okay, sister, do you want to add to that before I move on?
No, ma'am.
Okay, got you. All right, so let's move on. So we all understand what semaglutides are. Rybelsus, PO, by mouth. Ozempic, one injection once a week. They're both are for diabetes. And then you have the Wegovy, which is for weight loss. That's the indication. So then we're going to move on to liraglutide. Liraglutide is Saxenda and Victoza, you guys. Saxenda is an injection that is given once a week. Once a day. And it's for weight loss. And Victoza is an injection that's given once a day. It's for diabetes. So you have liraglutide. Saxenda is for weight loss, injection once a day. Victoza is for diabetes, injection once a day. Saxenda and Victoza are the same medication, liraglutide. Saxenda is stronger, is higher in the dose, is higher in the suppression of your appetite, and is higher in side effects. That's the trending thing with this, okay? Y'all understand? Does everybody get that? So if you're on Victoza, you're taking it, your indication is diabetes, okay? Because I thought I saw someone on here asking, is anybody else on Victoza? I can't remember who it was. Let me go back. Somebody was asking. I don't see the comment anymore. But if you're on, okay, Boss Tree says that she is on Victoza. So Boss Trees, I think you're the one that said that your A1C was 6.5. So your doctor, let me ask you this. Have you ever been on any other GLP-1 medication? Boss Treats, I'm looking for your answer. Because your indication for Victoza is diabetes. And you guys have to remember, when you go to the doctor and your doctor is writing you a prescription, the indication for the prescription have to be met. Meaning, if you are diabetic, they're not going to prescribe you Saxenda first. They're going to prescribe you Victoza first because your indication is diabetes. Sister, am I correct?
Yeah, either Trulicity, one of those two.
Okay.
We have to go, you see an endocrinologist or whoever, they'll give you metformin after 500, 1,000 extended release. They see that that don't work after 3 months. We're going to go to the injections to move up. Remember, Trulicity and Victoza are not insulin.
Right.
So, pretty much a boost on what you have. So, they will give you that. If your A1C is out of control, that's when your actual insulins will come into play.
Mm-hmm. So,
when you look for weight loss, when you take like the Trulicity of Victoza, your weight loss from them is just the added perk or bonus for treating your A1C and getting you under control or your insulin resistant.
Got you. Guys, you guys that are on YouTube, if you want to see the comments, you can come over to TikTok and look up Charge Nurse Keisha. We're live here where you can see and engage in the comments here. I don't see y'all's comments coming up on YouTube, if you guys have any. But Boss Treats, I see that you're saying that she's saying she was on Ozempic and it was because she was borderline diabetic. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. When you go into your doctor's office, according to your lab work and their assessment, that's what your indication for being prescribed is going to be. So if you are a borderline diabetic and he wants you to be on a medication that was designed for diabetes, he's going to prescribe you the one that was made for diabetes, like the semaglutide. Ozempic and Rybelsus, the indication is diabetes. That's why he put you on Ozempic. He's not going to put you on a Wegovy first. He's going to put you on Ozempic or Rybelsus first because he wants to see how your body is going to respond because you are a pre-diabetic. And then once he switched you over to the liraglutide, he chose Victoza instead of Saxenda because Victoza, the indication is diabetes. Saxenda, the indication is weight loss. So I'm not saying that your doctor will not put you on those medications eventually, but initially you're going to be placed on what the indication is designed for according to your med history. And since you're pre-diabetic, your doctor is going to choose the diabetic options, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense to you. Okay, so in review, semaglutide, Rybelsus, and Ozempic are for diabetes. Wegovy is for weight loss. In the liraglutide, Victoza is for diabetics. Saxenda is for weight loss. Only Wegovy and Saxenda are FDA approved for weight loss. Okay. Then you have the dulaglutide, which is the one my sister kept mentioning, Trulicity. That's an injection once a week. The indication is diabetics. Okay. The price point for Trulicity is $930. The price point for Victoza, $744. And the price point for Saxenda, $1,350. This is all without insurance. This is why in our next live we're gonna talk about what do we say, sister? Open enrollment and the importance of choosing the right medical insurance plan on your medical side and on your pharmacy side so that you don't initially meet these problems. And then we'll talk about how even if you sign an agreement or a contract with this insurance company, my sister says all the time, laws change and they can change it. So things will change, but at least you know going into open enrollment, when your open enrollment comes up, you know what to look for. You know what to horn in on. I'm learning that as well, y'all. I usually pick the one that has the cheapest deductible. I don't even be knowing like what medicine it covers. You know, I just want, if I get sick, I want to be able to afford to go to the hospital and I worry about the bill later. And we're learning that it is important to read those fine print and get into the pharmacy of it all, because look what's happening. We're all getting thrown off the boat.
I'm gonna learn today. To get on y'all, because I commend y'all for doing PAs. I didn't even want to do a PA because my insurance moved Wegovy and Ozempic and added some other type of criteria that I never heard of on the pharmacy side ever. So I would have to jump a fence, climb a hurdle, and everything else to get that. So I'm low key jealous of y'all. So yeah, I'm gonna make y'all learn today.
Thank you, sister. Okay, and now last but not least, the medication that I'm going to talk about is tirzepatide. We all know tirzepatide is Mounjaro. Mounjaro is a once weekly injection. The indication is diabetes, y'all. And Mounjaro is on the fast track with FDA to get FDA approval for weight loss. So hopefully by the end of the year we will have an indication for Mounjaro with for weight loss. And the price point for Mounjaro is $1,023. Okay. So now that we all know what the GLP-1 agonists are, we all know all of the ones that are primarily being used and sought out and have that are on back order, and we have shortages and all of those things. Let's get into the side effects. So I know I've had side effects with Mounjaro. I've had side effects with Mounjaro. I've had even worse side effects with Wegovy. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about what the side effects are, and let's talk about what medications we're using for those different side effects. Okay, so first and foremost, let's talk about how with Wegovy as opposed to Ozempic, if you're taking a Wegovy as opposed to Ozempic, you're going to have more side effects on Ozempic. And then I'm not saying that this is written in stone. I'm just saying as far as the studies that have been done. In studies, it has been shown that Wegovy has the most side effects over Ozempic. Okay. And then also studies show that Mounjaro has side effects as well, but not like Wegovy. Okay. And then we also know studies have shown that Wegovy has been helping with cardiovascular disease. It's been helping with inflammatory diseases and things of that nature. So Wegovy is really doing its thing, although it has some crazy side effects. And then we also know that if you have a history of MTC, which is medullary thyroid cancer, that this medication is not an indication that you will be able to take these meds. Okay. Because thyroid cancer has been found in male rats. No humans yet, but male rats. So no doctor will prescribe it to you if you have a family history of MTC, medullary thyroid cancer. So let's talk about nausea and vomiting. What are we all doing for nausea and vomiting? And I want you guys to engage in the chat. Please let me know. Let me go to the chat first. Let me read some comments in the chat because I don't want to skip over anybody. So gracious asks Keisha, how is it going on Wegovy? Why is your doctor saying it's a no for Wegovy? My provider wants me to be on Mounjaro because that's the medication I desire. My insurance company will not cover it. It is on the formulary, but the formulary, the indication is diabetes. Okay. Let's see. Queen says I am currently on my way to the bank. Gastric surgery, but I am now on Mounjaro 12.5. Congratulations, my love. I hope you see a lot of success with your Mounjaro. Jasmine Marie says, are you familiar with some people on Mounjaro having heart palpitations? No, I'm not. Brown B says, do you know of anyone that takes any of those medications after having open heart surgery? I'm not, my love. That's a question for your physician. I don't think I've come across anyone in my live or in my following or in engagement on my social media platforms that have even talked to me about having this medication after bypass surgery. Okay, it's my depression meds didn't help me with. Oh, okay, I see. I see. You're talking to someone else. I didn't have any. Nudgy says I didn't have any side effects with Ozempic. We'll be starting Manjaro. Well, congratulations, my love. And Elizabeth Marie says not everyone does, which is absolutely the truth. Everybody's journey is very, very different. Very different. Kathleen says I'm on Wegovy on 1 milligram. I get these sulfur burps and I can't stand it. Oh yes, my love, we about to talk about that. Courtney says week 4 on Manjaro, down 11 pounds. Go Courtney, go Courtney. Congratulations, my love. I tried Wegovy twice, but it makes me sick. Currently paying out of pocket for Manjaro. Melly Mel, I was saying that last week. I was like, Lord, am I gonna be that person that has to take Manjaro and pay for it out of pocket? But I'm trying to control my side effects as much as I can. How much are you paying?
Wegovy was coming with. I tried to warn you
Yeah.
before you even start that it was not like Manjaro.
Yes, it's not. It's not. This says IV for. Oh God, can't pronounce your name. IV for mine. It says I switched from Wegovy to Manjaro 6 weeks ago, and I have no weight loss since the switch. Wow. Wow. What do I do about the gas? Queen, we finna talk about that. The good thing is I've been on Wegovy since May and I'm down 61 pounds. Okay, Kathleen. Okay, Kathleen. Congratulations, my love. Ruby Red Custom says, out of pocket, please use Good RX for small discounts. Absolutely, 100%. So let's get into the side effects. And let's start with the sulfur burp since who is it? Since Queen is having all this gas and sulfur burps. Girl, that is a mess. So with sulfur burps, huh? What are we taking? What are we taking for sulfur burps, y'all?
Like the chewy plums that look like Laffy Taffy.
My sister says Chewy Tums. I would say digestive enzymes. I would say those spring upsettle drops that helps with burps. Phasine, I don't know if y'all have heard simethicone. Simethicone helps with sulfur burps as well. Is that my mom? What else? What else are y'all taking for the sulfur burps? Apple cider vinegar helps with that. What about nausea and vomiting? The very first thing that I like to take for nausea and vomiting, you guys, is Zofran. The kind that goes underneath your tongue, the dissolvable ones. Cheryl Carroll says honey. Monique McCoy says papaya enzymes, 100%. Papaya enzymes are a game changer. What else for nausea, you guys? Peppermint. I know a lot of people have said they've wafted alcohol underneath their nose to help them with nausea. Oh, Boss Tree says ginger tea, 100%. They have ginger chews as well. I saw those. Elizabeth Marie says upspring stomach settle drops, 100%. Yes, absolutely. What else, you guys? Cheryl Carroll says I also take Beekeepers Naturals Complete Gut Health, and that helps with everything. Beekeepers Natural. Let me put that in my little notes, girl. Beekeepers Natural. What else, y'all? What are y'all taking for nausea? Is that it? Do y'all have the Zofran that goes underneath the tongue? Those are amazing. What about diarrhea? What are we doing for diarrhea, you guys? Anybody having issues with diarrhea? or constipation, y'all know I did a video on castor oil packs. And let me tell y'all, they have a lot of people that do castor oil packs. And they have a lot of people who are against castor oil packs or putting castor oil in your belly button. I don't know why. Y'all grandma used to rub it on y'all all the time. So what if it goes on your belly? But I don't know what. I had one person said, now you know better than that. You know that castor oil don't get observed in the belly button. Why don't? Why don't? It's your skin. If you rub it on your skin, it's gonna absorb. I don't care where you put it. It's skin. Skin is an organ. It's skin. Cheryl Carroll says yes, Zofran for nausea. Queen Key says Mag Ox 7. Yes, for constipation. Let me put that on here. Mag Ox 7. I heard a lot of people. Huh?
I don't take no Mag Ox.
Hmm?
I don't take no magnesium at all.
Y'all, milk of magnesia is another good one. What you take, sister?
Equate stool softener and gas X.
Okay. DocuSet is a good one, y'all. What you said, sister? Which one?
And then gas X.
Oh, she says gas X. So we can put gas X down there with the sulfur burbs. Gas X, and we said papaya enzymes.
Did you put the spring drops? That's for nausea, huh?
Upsettle spring drops. Ooh, my daughter about to go to the Drake concert, y'all. She thinks she's so cute. And she is. Cheryl says, I do castor oil packs on my abdomen for and thyroid pack. Exactly, Cheryl. Yes, of course you do. People put it over their liver. People put it over their belly button. Now, I did make a disclaimer. I did say, if you have a man-made belly button, don't you put nothing in that belly button now. It's going to get infected. It's going to be raging too. Don't do that. But if you have the belly button that God gave you, you can put castor oil in your belly button. And I promise you, you're going to have a movement. Oh, Evelyn says magnesium citrate. Yes, friend. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Mag citrate, 100%. Church girl says, what is this? ILLY, keep it moving. What's that, boo? Help me. Help me with that. Peggy Stewart says, I started Manjaro 3 weeks ago and I've only lost 10 pounds. Only had gas for 1 week, used simethicone. Congratulations, my love. And don't say, I only lost 10 pounds. 10 pounds is amazing. Okay? Okay, I see you, Cheryl. She said she has Hashimoto's. So that's why you do your thyroid packs with, oh, Ollie. Okay, I see, baby. That's why you do your castor oil pack to your thyroid because of the Hashimoto's. Can you explain Hashimoto's to us? Like a brief comment about what Hashimoto's is. Hi, Stephanie. Yes, 10 pounds is very good, girl. You are on your way. You are on your way. Keep up the good work. What about diarrhea? What about diarrhea? Anybody have had to treat diarrhea? Let's help everyone in the chat. Anyone who has had experience with diarrhea, what have you done? What you said, sister? Lamodal, Imodium, yes.
The D, because there's different ones.
Oh.
The one with the it says D.
Lindy says Imodium, yes. Boss Treat says Linzess for constipation, 100%. 100%, my love. And you need a prescription for that one. Correct me if I'm wrong, Boss Treats.
It helps with the constipation, and if you have irritable bowel syndrome, because that's what it's normally. It's for irritable bowel syndrome with diarrhea. So it comes with constipation, and then it comes with diarrhea.
100%.
And just go real quick, if you're already taking Linzess, I think I seen a TikToker talking about that the GLP-1 was the reason why they had it.
Okay. Peggy, Lenny is saying if you lose too much weight too fast, you will experience hair loss, which is true. Thank you, Lenny. You see what I'm saying? They have some educated people in this chat. That is so true. If you lose a lot of weight, you're going to lose your hair. That is true. Stephanie Tarver says, what causes all of a sudden indigestion? I'm on 10 milligrams and I started with indigestion this past week. I mean, it could be a host of things, but you just have to keep in mind that from the beginning, we all knew that indigestion is a part of one of the side effects, okay? Because your digestion is slowed, your stomach is not digesting food like it would normally. So whatever you're eating, if you're eating fatty foods or whatever, I'm not saying that you are, or foods that's high with high acidity, that will cause you to have heartburn. Alcohol, anything that has to sit on your stomach that your body has to produce a lot of gastric juice to digest, you're gonna be miserable, baby. So I mean, we knew from the beginning that this could happen. It's just your time, baby. Just take you some, and that can lead us to the next side effect: heartburn and indigestion. What can she take, you guys, for her heartburn? What can she take? While I'm waiting for you guys to post in the chat, because I want to make sure you guys are familiar and we're helping each other. This is interactive. We're all helping each other. I'm going to go ahead and read Cheryl's comment about Hashimoto's. For all of us who are unfamiliar with Hashimoto's, she says it's an autoimmune disease in which thyroid cells are destroyed. So with Hashimoto's, would you have to have a thyroidectomy? Queen says, what can I do for bad gas and bloating? I have it so bad every time I eat. Papaya enzymes and gas X and simethicone. Simethicone, gas X, papaya enzymes. I'm making notes while we talk. But what for heartburn and indigestion? I know my sister loved the Chewy Tums. Those have helped me tremendously.
It looks like two kind. I stress the ones that taste like Laffy Taffy, or the square ones that say, they look like Laffy Taffy.
Do you have some, boo?
They got the square one, and then they got the circle ones. Let me see.
Somebody says loperamide. That's Lomotil, yes, for diarrhea. You need a prescription for that. That's the only irritable bowel syndrome med that helped me is Linzess. So Fresh Air says, yeah. Oh, okay, sister. Okay, got you.
And then when you take them out, they look like these. If you can see it.
Oh, okay.
Because they also have the circle kind that they make a difference.
Got you. Let's see. Lindy says chewable Tums. Mimi2123 says, what can we do to prevent hair loss? How can we get the hair to grow back if it's not preventable? So it is preventable. The only thing about the hair loss situation is trying not to drop your weight rapidly. When you drop your weight rapidly, your follicles will go into a dormant phase. They'll fall asleep. Your hair will fall out, but it's just dormant. Once you build your protein back up, your hair will grow back. So it's just temporary, love. So it is preventable. Not everybody lose their hair too. It's just, individuals are just different. Cherie says, Prazolol and Prilosec. Yes, that's Prevacid and Prilosec for heartburn. What about Protonix? Anybody taking Protonix? Prilosec and Prevacid, yes. We take Protonix, me and my sister. Anybody else? Oh, Cheryl says no thyroidectomy needed, just medications for Hashimoto's. What you said, sister?
I see. Just know that you can also get it over the counter with the omeprazole and the Nexium. Omeprazole. But normally, what I do I inject on Saturdays now, so I'll take 2 Friday and then do one day after that. So the day before, I'll take whatever I'm taking, basically 40 milligrams, and then I do my injection. So that and a Zofran, I'll take that day before, take one the day of, and take Zofran the day after, just to get over that hump.
Yes. Yes. Jazz Marie says, when I took papaya enzymes, it seems as though my food was passing quickly and I was hungry faster. So you know, papaya enzymes is a digestive enzyme. So if you feel like it's doing too much, you might want to back off of it, baby. You may not have to go that aggressive. You may, if you're having gas, you may can just do like some methicone or a gas X. You might not need the digestive enzyme part of that. You understand what I mean? Um, what about bloating? What are we doing for bloating? I take blooms. Is bloating the same thing as taking like gas X and stuff like that? I guess you can. But I take blooms. The bloom seems to help me. My mother had gastric bypass surgery. Doctor told her hair loss also caused by lack of protein. Exactly. So you got to get your protein up, your vitamins. Yes, Boss Tree says vitamins. Exactly. Car North says, I had to have thyroidectomy due to cancer in my thyroid on 7.5 and I'm stalled for a month. So you need to speak with your primary care or whoever prescribed your medication to see if they can revise your care plan, your plan of care, and see whether or not they want to increase your dose. Yeah, I would talk to your provider, or you can switch injection sites. Yes, Lenny says you can try different injection sites. Also, monitor, monitor whether or not you're putting yourself in starvation mode, my love, because that could be it. I have a video up recently about Beekeepers Naturals Complete Gut Health. Cheryl, let me make sure I'm following you. Ooh, girl, I wasn't. I am now. Let me make myself a note to go back and watch Carol's Beekeepers video. You guys, if y'all aren't following Cheryl, go back and follow her. She has a video up on Beekeepers. Let me see what it's called. Hold on. On Beekeepers Naturals Complete. Thank you, my love. I don't never want to be the girl that don't know. I like to know everything. It's for gut health, you guys. Terrence Taylor says, one thing I'm taking for Manjaro one thing I'm taking for Manjaro is constipation stool softeners. Me too, boo. I take the red Docalex. Sometimes I'll take 2 in the morning and 2 at night because it be serious over here. On Wegovy, when I was on Manjaro, I only had to take 1 in the morning and 1 at night. But on Wegovy, baby, I gotta take some days, most days, I'll take 2 in the morning and 2 at night. Cause when I tell you that food ball, it's like I get a food ball right underneath my breastbone, like underneath my sternum, and it's like my food will not digest on this freaking Wegovy, y'all. Church girl says, can bloating cause weight gain? I've not heard that, baby, but I can
read. It does, like a 1 or 2 variation, more so me around cycle.
Weight gain.
I fluid, bloated, and bloating around cycle time. So about 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I might go up and then it'll just pass, and I drink more fluids, it all come out or whatever, and then I'll be back down to what I was. So it happens for me.
Mm-hmm. So Elizabeth Marie makes a great point, you guys. She says, if you have kidney issues, please talk to your kidney doctors about protein and water goals. Elizabeth, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Please talk to your doctors about your protein and water goals. Yes. Star Sparkle says I take Ollie pre and probiotic. It helps so much with bloating on my third bottle once a day in the morning. That's another thing that I am taking. But the reason why I take the pre and the probiotic is because of the bacteria that sits on your belly. Because your digestion is slowed down, you know, that bad bacteria will sit there longer. So to kind of combat that and to kind of neutralize it, I'll take the pre and the probiotic. And you guys, keep in mind when you're taking pre and probiotics, the prebiotic is what stimulates growth of good bacteria in your gut. And the probiotic is the actual good bacteria. So if you're taking a prebiotic, you're only taking something to stimulate the growth in your gut. But if you take the probiotic, you're actually introducing that good bacteria to your gut. And the thing that I love a lot about this Ollie pre and probiotic Star Sparkle is that they have them both. So thank you for adding that. Yes, 100%. Terrence says, can building muscle cause weight loss stall? Absolutely, 100%. You know why? Because muscle is heavy. But you want to do that. You want to do that. It's okay if you're not having any weight loss. If you're building muscle, that's the idea. That's the idea. So you're not actually stalling. I mean, you're not actually losing weight, but you're building muscle, which is a great thing because you lose a lot of muscle with weight loss. So that's not a bad thing. How do you get out of starvation mode? You eat. Eat, baby. That's how you get out. A lot of people say that they have stalled, and then they went and ate a cheat meal, and a couple of days later they three pounds down. So once your body knows it's not starving, it can do what it's designed to do on these medications and it assists you to lose the weight like you want to. Let's see. Question: I'm on 7.5, but want to move up. If my PA is denied for 10 milligrams, will my 7.5 be good? Sister, that's the question for you. Did you hear it?
That is a pharmacy calculation. I would need to see the prescription to calculate that.
No, she's saying
when I was on.
She's saying that if her PA was denied for 10 milligrams, will her 7.5 still be good with the PA?
Is her PA still active and have? Her 7.5 will be good with the PA as long as the PA is still active, have refills and everything on it. I'm sorry, I have a delay. I thought you said she was switching from 10 milligrams to 7.5.
Okay, let's see. Janelle says my food did that. Also, Keisha, while on Wegovy, after switching from Manjaro, it'll get better. I hope so, because man, that is so uncomfortable. I eat like a little rabbit. Like I'll eat just a little bit because I just cannot stomach that feeling of fullness. It's a miserable type of feeling of fullness. Trinice Burke says, I already had gastroparesis, but this 15 milligrams Manjaro is killing my guts. Beekeepers helps. Ooh. So if you have gastroparesis, which is already like paralytic stomach, so you already don't digest appropriately, and then they put you on 15 milligrams of Manjaro, which slows you down. So that's the reason, friend. Is there another option? What's a good pre and probiotic? The Ollie brand, Nudgy. Hey, Andrew. I see you, friend. Terrence said, okay, so that's why I was at a stall last week. I thought it was because of the Manjaro. No, boo. It's because you're doing the right thing and you building muscle. That's the reason for your stall. So it's not a bad thing. If you know that you're a weight training, you should expect a stall. Okay. You're doing the right thing. I know I'm taking a lot. I know I'm talking a lot about beekeepers, but they are pre, pro, and postbiotics. Wow. Okay, friend. Thank you, Cheryl.
See, because I was trying to get a pre-post, and that by a pro, pre, and a post. But what's the other brand? I can't think of off my head. Not Ollie, but the other famous little brand of gummies. They had one, but they took it off the shelf before I could even try it.
You're welcome,
Let me see.
Terrence. Did you see that they put Star Sparkle? Did you see that they put Ollie gummies pre and probiotic in the chat, and then the Beekeepers Naturals Complete Cheryl is saying has pre, pro, and post biotics. Who is asking me this? Auntie Didi is asking, are you losing weight with Wegovy? I had gained 6 pounds when I transitioned. I'm sorry. I had gained 6 pounds when I transitioned from Manjaro to Wegovy, and I'm down 3. So I guess. I know one thing. I'm eating like a little bird, and um, in, instead of eating meals, I've been drinking a lot of smoothies, and the smoothies that I've been drinking been having yogurt in it. It's like high calorie smoothies, and I also do high calorie Ensure because I'm not eating nothing. So I don't know. I'm just trying to, huh?
I do smoothies. I told you your appetite suppressant is going to hit hard.
Yeah.
And that the weight loss is going to be slower. Well, at least for me, because you're not eating anything. So it's like your body is going into starvation mode or whatever.
I believe it is. That's why I do the high calorie Ensure, and I do the smoothies. And my smoothie, I put whatever I want to put in it because I'm trying not to get into starvation mode. But if I'm only drinking one smoothie a day, y'all look, I had this Gatorade. I bought this at 11 o'clock last night at work. Look how much it still have in here.
Now you see why I be carrying them bottles like that from the day over. I told you.
Because I'm not thirsty. I'm not thirsty. I'm not hungry. So that's the reason why I'll get a smoothie that's packed with calories and packed with carbs, because I'm trying not to go into starvation mode because I don't want to eat. I really don't. That when people say that Wegovy don't work for them, I'm like, what are y'all getting the brand? Why is not working? I don't understand. I don't understand.
So at least we can say, and we can put it all down. At least you're on actual Wegovy, and I'm on compound, and it's safe to say they do the exact same.
It does the exact same thing. So I don't, when people get all caught up because they don't want to be on Manjaro, I mean, I understand. The only reason I understand that they don't want to be on Wegovy is not because you don't get the suppression, y'all. It's the side effects. The side effects trip me out, y'all. It really does. It just takes me out. But the appetite suppression is definitely there. Definitely there. Okay. Rachel says, I'm finishing my first 0.5 of Ozempic pen, but my new insurance won't cover. Doctor is switching me to Mounjaro. Congratulations. I hope your Mounjaro gets approved. I mean, if you're on Ozempic, I'm assuming that you're diabetic. So your Mounjaro, I'm hoping that it gets approved. I really hope that for you. How long would you say it takes for the side effects to subside when you start taking Mounjaro or Ozempic? Honestly, that's going to depend on you. Everybody's journey is different. You can pregame. We talk about pregaming all the time, making sure you're high, that you are drinking your fluids, making sure you're getting your protein in, making sure you're eating a good meal before your injection, making sure you're taking your digestive enzymes, making sure you take your pre and your probiotics so that you can battle that bad bacteria on your gut. So really and truly, it will depend on you. You may still have some subtle side effects here and there, but for the most part, you have to do what you have to do to prevent those side effects. Like this thing with the Wegovy, I really believe that if I eat, I would not have those muscle crampings that I was having. But it's me. I'm not eating. I can't. I'm trying to. And the way I'm trying to is getting those high protein shakes in, getting those smoothies in, the high calories. I'm not thinking about if I'm gonna lose weight, because I don't really, that's not my focus. My focus is I don't want my body to break down. I don't want to be in pain. You know, that those I don't know if y'all have had the muscle cramping that lasts for hours. I've had that. I'm trying to prevent that first. And so I'm trying to figure out what, the balance between, where is it that I need to be? Where's my safe space, where I'm gonna be therapeutic with my medication, but also therapeutic with preventing side effects. So everybody walk is different. You don't eat what I eat. I don't eat what you eat. You don't like the food. You don't like to drink what I like to drink. You don't like to resolve your electrolytes the way I do. Some people like liquid IV. Some people like to go and get IV therapy. Some people like Pedialyte. Everybody's walk is different. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm the guru. I'm not. I'm just like you. We're all the same. That's why we're having these conversations. You understand what I'm saying? So don't take my word for it. I'm just telling you what I do on my journey. People in the chat are telling you what they're doing on their journey, and you take what you can. You take what you need and then supplement the rest, if that makes sense. Okay? Oh, Miss Cheryl says Deion Sanders is on 60 Minutes. I'm going to have to go back and watch that. I love him. Okay. Let me see. What did my friend say? Andrew, I missed your comment. This protein shake is starting me in the face now. It's staring me in the face now with this 12.5. I don't want it. Baby, drink that protein shake. Oh, drink that protein shake. Genaria says, I'm the same way, but with a protein bar. I'm still hungry most of the time. Manjaro 7.5, Car North says, what is causing some to have low blood pressure? Ooh, that's a great question. So here's what I think. I think the reason why we're having low blood pressure is because remember, I don't know if you saw my video, but I made a video about orthostatic hypotension. And what happens is when we start these GLP-1 medications, we in this appetite suppression. We're not eating like we used to eat. So we're not getting in as many carbs as we used to get in. So there's nothing for all of this third spacing fluid to hold on to. So all this fluid that we had on us, we're diuresing it out. We're urinating it out. And the more you pee, the less volume you have. And when your volume drops, your blood pressure drops. Okay, so that's why we're having this dizziness, these weakness episodes. That's why we're having syncopal episodes and things of that nature, because our inflammatory process is calming down. Your body is getting back to homeostasis where it's supposed to be. And keep in mind, because you have been overweight for so long, you're not accustomed to that. That's not your norm. Your norm was inflammation. Now your body is trying to get acclimated to not being in that inflammatory state all the time. So one of the side effects and the consequences is orthostatic hypotension. That's why I have been preaching and telling you guys for the last couple of weeks, be mindful of that. So when you are in a sitting position for a very long time or a lying position, make sure when you sit up, you dangle your feet, like like kick your feet a little bit, to get the circulation going, to get that blood flow pumping, and to get your heart pumping so it can regulate the pressures in your body, so that when you stand up, you don't get lightheaded or dizzy. Okay, do we all know that? And got that? And then Nudgy says, how do we avoid that? So the way you avoid that, baby, is when you are urinating a lot, what you put out, make sure you're putting it back in. So we know that when we urinate, our electrolytes pull with it. So your sodium is going to go with it. Your potassium is going to go with it. Your chloride is going to go with it. So you have to get you some Pedialyte. And I showed this earlier. This is a Gatorade light that they started selling at my job. Let me see if it's going to focus. They started selling this at my job. It's called Gatorade. It's a rapid rehydration, and then it has the side effects on this. I mean, the electrolytes on the side: sodium, potassium, chloride, magnesium, calcium. I'm not saying this is the one that you can get. I just thought that this was a great option because the video that I did the other day, I had a Gatorade and I put liquid IV into it. And so now this one has like those supplements in it. So I have to go find me some. I never seen these until last night at my job. Okay. So that's how you prevent it, my love. You make sure you're hydrating yourself, not just with water, but make sure you're putting your electrolytes back in. Okay. Auntie Didi says, I start Wegovy next week after being on Manjaro for 10 months. So, um, pre-game, my love. That's what I can tell you. Make sure if you're a person that gets gastric reflux, make sure you have your gastric reflux medication on standby. If you know that somebody says Sam Club has those. Thank you. Thank you so much. If you're the person that gets nauseated all the time, make sure you have your nausea medicine on standby. Make sure you're eating a really good meal. You guys get accustomed to drinking smoothies. Sometimes fruit smoothies that ice cold feeling in your mouth. Sometimes that sensation makes it palatable for you to drink your smoothies. A lot of people do veggie smoothies. I do fruit smoothies. And when I'm not eating, I add yogurt to it. I make sure I put something in it that's going to give me more calories. Someone told me that I need to start adding bananas. I don't really like bananas in my smoothies. I like tart smoothies. Like my smoothie at Smoothie King, which is a very, very high carbohydrate smoothie, is the lemon twist strawberry. I add mango and I add yogurt to it. It's very tart, fruity. I like that tangy. I like those type of smoothies. I don't really like banana based smoothie like strawberry and banana. I could drink it, but I don't know. I'd rather eat a banana. Someone else is saying 7-Eleven sells them too. Thank you so much. I'm definitely going to go and search for these. And then you know how a lot of people say liquid IV tastes too salty. This has a slight salty taste to it. So keep that in mind. It's not discouraging though. You know, if you drink this ice cold, mine is not. I've been having this since 11 o'clock last night. That's how much I drank. That's how much I could tolerate. But I'm trying to get it down. Someone says Dollar General in my area has them as well. Okay, so what else? Let's talk about so that's what we can do for muscle cramping. So we talked about muscle cramping. Stomach pain. Anybody having stomach pain? My sister had introduced me to Bentyl for stomach pain, and that helps me a lot. Any other side effects anybody's having that we haven't mentioned? What about mood changes? Is anybody having any mood changes on this medication? I saw that in my research. I don't have mood changes. I feel like I'm the same. Anybody have any mood changes?
I deal with my, PCOS situation. So, since I started, I felt like in a better space than anything. So,
okay, so this medication is helping you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. One Love, we talked about constipation, and we said with constipation, Magox 7, milk of magnesia, mag citrate, Linzess, Docusate, sodium, Senna. Janelle says her mood has gotten better too, according to her husband. Oh my gosh. All the time I take Phazine 500 and but I get a stomach pain bad once a day. Wow. You may need to take some Bentyl. That's a prescription, boo. It's Breezy Baby. I love that name. Says I have PCOS. My mood has been better as well. Good, my love. So that means your medication is kind of stabilizing your PCOS. And what's the name of the diagnosis that's related to that when you have mood changes, sister? Can you explain that?
PMDD, which is polymorphic. Wait, polymorphic. Give me a minute, cause it's to the Google.
Okay. Maiden for me says fatigue and some insomnia. So a little irritable. Got you, baby. I'm sorry. I hope it's gonna get better.
Okay, so let me get my tongue twisted together. It's premenstrual dysmorphic disorder, and that's pretty much, long story short, it's like your traditional PMS symptoms that are enhanced to like the 20th power. You have your good days, you have your bad days. The only thing with PMDD is that it lasts weeks, months, days. While you're on your cycle, while you're off your cycle, it don't leave.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
So, a lot of us could be misdiagnosed because it's like that fine line between having PCOS, PMDD, depression, bipolar. You know, those are all mimic PMDD. So you might be depressed, in actuality, you may have that. You might have those manic episodes and they try to push it off as bipolar, and you may have that. It's like a fine line between having other mental disorders.
Got you. Sorry, y'all. That light is freaking blinding me. Someone says HSV have cure. Baby, please read
Herpes simplex virus 1 and 2.
Oh no, that don't have no cure, baby. That don't have no cure. They don't have a cure for that.
Correct me, but that's what
herpes simplex virus does not have a cure. No, boo, it doesn't. You take acyclovir for that. They can decrease the outbreaks, but no, it doesn't have a cure. Not yet.
One is sores.
Yeah.
Two is the keyholes for those.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to light up my face without it shining on my glasses. Okay, there we go. Jazz says, badass hormones, 3 months out of the week feeling horrible. Oh, Jazz, I'm sorry. On Wegovy since May, and I have lost 35 pounds. How long can we be on this med? Baby, it's for the long haul. This is a medication that you will be on forever. You know, when you stop taking the medicine, you are at risk of gaining your weight back and then more, because your body will make more adipose cells. So this is a chronic disease that you're treating, so you have to treat it chronically. You have to medically treat it, okay, chronically, sweetheart. Okay. It's a virus, no cure for virus, Kimmy Jo says. Hey, Tiffany, how are you? Okay, so let's talk about the pros and cons to these medications. So these are pros that I've come up with. Let's talk about the pros. Or do y'all want to talk about the cons first? Let's talk about the cons first, and we'll end it with all the pros. So the cons of taking this medication is that some people are fearful of injections, and this is in my research and what I think, you guys, the cons are. It's an injection. A lot of people are fearful of taking injections and don't want to do it. There's a risk of you gaining your weight back if you have not taught yourself how to eat and what not to eat, and you have not changed your lifestyle. You will gain this medication back. And then another con is, because this is long-term management, that these medications are very expensive. So those are the cons that I came up with. Hi Nina. Cher says, can you stay on maintenance? Absolutely. I plan on staying on maintenance for the rest of my life. Sorry, somebody was walking past my window. Cher says maybe in a pill form soon. So that's what I think. Is retatrutide gonna be a pill? Oh, Miss Kitty says big risk of pancreatitis. 100%. 100%. You guys on YouTube, I'm gonna go ahead and close you guys out. Thank you for joining us. Come on over to TikTok. We'll be on TikTok for another 10 minutes, you guys. But my iPad is going to expire. So We'll talk soon, YouTube.